illustrate an arithmetic sequence. So dalawa lang yung most essential learning competency natin, especially dito sa first part ng discussion. So to start with, dun tayo sa lesson 1. So for lesson 1, dito lang naman yung definition eh. So we have number, sequence, or progression. So it is a set of numbers written in a specific order. Dun sa klase natin, yung pinarecitation ko sa inyo before, aside with the numbers, di ba nagbigay din tayo ng figure. And then, ang ginawa natin, we identify the next term or the next figure of the given sequence, di ba? So for this situation or example, since ang subject natin is about math, so ang i-discuss natin is more on number sequence. Pag sinabi nating numbers written in specific order, meron tayong two usual arrangements. So meron tayong arrangement in ascending order wherein nag-start tayo from the smallest value up to the highest value and then or largest value. And then meron tayong tinatawag na descending order, so from highest value to the lowest value. So by the way, itong examples natin dito sa screen, so meron tayong 4 examples. Meron tayong examples na counting numbers, meron tayong examples na fractions, meron din tayong examples na decimal. Kung nakalagay sa baba that note each sequence is a set of number and order is important. So in this sequence, a rule is used in order to obtain the list of numbers. So dito sa discussion na to, mamaya papakita natin kung ano yung rule na isa-set natin in order to determine the next term of the sequence. Kagaya dito, let's say for A, ang given lang yung first 5 terms of the sequence. So we have 2, 5, 8, 11, and then 14. So let's say we will generate or try to know yung succeeding terms natin. So mag-set tayo ng rule. In setting a rule, grade 10, usual na ginagamit natin is the 4 fundamental operation. So yung addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then after ng 4 na yon, saka natin ipapasok yung idea about real numbers, di ba? Nandun yung mga whole numbers, counting numbers, yung integers, fractions, and even decimal or other forms of numbers in the real number system. So ito yung mga example natin. By the way, itong nasa screen natin, ito rin yung nakakanina. So yun na lang natin. I-divide natin siguro siya at least for two examples, and then we'll try to explain kung ano yung observe natin for every situation. So start tayo with this part. So makikita nyo dito sa example natin, we have 2, 5, 8, 11, and then 14. So as per this description, nakalagay dyan, notice that 3 is added to 2 to get 5. The same value is added to 5 to get 8. And then 3 is added to 8 to make it 11. So meron pa tayong dito solution. So we have 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. The same thing with 14. So in order to get 14, nag-add daw tayo ng 3. So that's the reason why bakit yung rule natin is adding 3. Alagay dyan, the rule is to add 3 to the preceding term. By the way, ito yung given term natin. Yung preceding term is the term before the given term. So like for example, if we want to generate yung 5, yung preceding term ng 5 is 2. And then, iset natin or add daw natin yung given term na 3 to generate the succeeding term of the sequence. So let's say kung i-generate natin yung next numbers, ganun pa rin yung magiging procedure. So you continuously add 3 to the preceding term to generate the succeeding terms. Yung arrangement natin for A, by the way, ascending to, no? So from lowest value up to the highest value of the given sequence. For letter B naman, we have 12, 8, 4, 0, saka negative 4. Yung setup naman natin dito is descending or from highest to lowest. So notice that 4 is subtracted from 12 to get 8, and 4 is subtracted also from 8 to get 4, and 4 is subtracted from 4 to get 0. Ganun din yung gagawin natin for this given term. Diba, to establish negative 4, meron daw tayong 0, and then we need to subtract 4 to the given term. So 0 minus 4. So meron tayong concept or idea about negative terms or negative whole numbers. So we have negative 4. So yung magiging rule natin, so aside with adding 3, pwede naman tayo mag-set din ng rule with the use of subtraction. So the rule is to subtract 4 to the preceding term. So let's say, i-generate natin yung next term, wala tayo ibang gagawin but to subtract 4 to the preceding term. Next natin, how about for letter C? So for letter C, we have 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32. So sa klase natin, nilagay ko doon, the rule in establishing the preceding term is by multiplying by 1/2. Then, di ba may binigay akong assignment before, parang for enrichment purposes lang. Aside with multiplying 1/2 to the preceding term, di ba binanggit ni Sir Don that you can also divide the given term by 2. So, try muna natin siya with multiplying by 1/2, then followed by, itry natin siya by dividing by 2. Kasi, for this situation, applicable naman siya. Actually, yung A and B, ganun din. Pero try natin siya by dividing by 2 is also a correct rule in this given example or situation. So, meron tayong 1/2, we have 1/4, then 1/8, 1/16, and then we have 1/32. So, paano tayo nag-come up with multiplying 1/2 to the preceding term? So, let's try muna with 1/4, and then the preceding term of 1/4 is 1/2. So, sabi dyan, kunin daw natin yung 1/2, and then we multiply 1/2 by another 1/2, because yung 1/2 is our rule in generating the next term of the sequence. Diba normally when you multiply fraction by another fraction, ang multiply natin is the numerator of both given and then denominator of both given, and then we simplify it if possible. So multiply 1 by 1 to get 1, multiply 2 by 2 to get 4. So yung 1/4 kasi wala na tayong magagawa dyan because 1/4 is already in the simplest term. So na-generate natin yung second term by multiplying 1/2 to the preceding term. So aside with addition and subtraction, you can also use multiplication. So try natin kung bakit nag-work or paano nag-work din yung concept about divided by 2. So yung mga makakapanood neto or nakapanood neto, ito yung magiging edge no, or advantage kasi sa klase natin, hindi ko ito pinakita. Simply because, mahirap kasi pag nisiset tayo ng multiple rules, mas nako-confuse kasi yung mga student. Actually, dito rin sa part ng A and B, aside with add by, subtract by 4, pwede rin gawin ni Sir dito, add by -4. Although sa ibang klase ko, nagagawa ko na ito yung addition and subtraction. Pero sa ano natin, medyo in-avoid ko siya ng konti kasi nga, ayokong confuse yung mga students Next natin, so we have 1/2 divided by 2. Normally, pag nag-divide tayo, we simply copy yung first term natin or yung factor. We change the sign of division into multiplication, and then we get the reciprocal of 2. Diba yung reciprocal of 2, all you have to do is to interchange yung position ng mga terms natin. Yung nasa denominator will be our new numerator, yung numerator natin will be our new denominator. So, kung kunin nyo yung reciprocal ng 2, the reciprocal of 2 is also 1/2. So, parang kagaya na rin siya ng kanina. Di ba, when you multiply 1/2 by 1/2, the resulting value will be 1/4. So, yun na. Na-generate na natin yung second term. So, mag-work din siya for the third example, third term of the sequence, fourth term, and then even the fifth term of the sequence. So, you can multiply 1/2 or you can divide 2 to the given term. Next natin, for letter B, we have 0.2, 1.4, 2.6, 3.8, and then 5. Yung rule daw natin is to add 2 to the preceding term. Binigyan na sir ng emphasis sa klase niya yung arrangement of terms, especially yung decimal point. Kasi pag hindi natin na-arrange ng maayos yung decimal point for addition and subtraction, hindi tayo nag-a-arrive sometimes with the correct answer. Very sensitive yung alignment of the given terms by the decimal point. So, try natin dito sa part ng 1.4 and 0.2. So, in order to get 1.4, kunin daw natin yung 0.2. Make sure lang na naka-align yung natin, yung decimal point natin, and then we add the given rule. So, yung given rule natin is 1.2. So, next start tayo with the smallest place value, which is yung tens, then followed by yung ones. Yung tens natin dito is with TH, kasi decimal section to or decimal part. Yung 0 and 1, ones na to, more on unit digit na to. So, we add 2 by 2 to get 4. Then, copy natin yung decimal point, and then we add 0 by 1. So, 0 plus 1 is 1. So, we have 1.4. Hindi ko na siya ipapakita sa lahat ng situation kasi nga, naiklase ko naman na to Saka parang some recap na lang naman to, plus enrichment in some topics. Kasi yung ibang lessons doon, syempre, in na lang natin siya based on the capability of the student. Dito kasi sa stream, wala naman akong kasunod na teacher, so meron akong luxury to discuss other methods or means sa ibang approach natin in arriving with the answers or solutions. Next natin, dun tayo sa pangalawang topic for lesson number 1. Di-differentiate lang natin yung sequence according to the number of sequence. So, we will try to differentiate finite from infinite sequence. Dito kasi sa material natin, hindi masyadong define kung ano yung meaning ng finite and infinite. Kasi per finite, sabi dito, it is a sequence that contains finite number of terms. Ito naman, infinite sequence naman, it is a sequence that contains an infinite number of terms. Dito kasi ang pwede niyong maging keyword pag sinabing finite, pwede niyong isipin that these are countable terms. Pwede mong ma-express yung answers natin by whole number of terms, di ba? Na terms in terms of whole numbers. Unlike for infinite, dito, di ba? Dito sa part na yan is hindi natin siya ma-determine or cannot be determined. Again, cannot be determined. Tapos sa klase natin, di ba, kung matatandaan nyo, nag-set si sir ng dalawang criteria para mas ma-differentiate natin. Kasi kahit pag sinabi kong countable, pag sinabi natin cannot be determined, sometimes hindi niya naman siya nakukuha talaga as in totally. Diba, may dalawa tayong criteria. Yung una kong sinet na criteria is we can determine the end term. Again, nadidetermine daw natin yung end term. So, next natin, aside na nadidetermine ng end term natin or last term, syempre, nadidetermine natin yung number of terms. Again, we have end terms saka number of terms. Siguro tatry na lang sir ito dun sa first 2 examples and then after the first 2 examples, proceed na tayo dun sa kasunod. Ano yung difference ng first example for finite with the first example ng infinite sequence? So, ito yung dalawang question na kailangan nating sagutin or masagutan. Doon tayo sa una. So, when you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then meron ganitong symbol, then we have 16. Dito naman, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Tapos may ganitong symbol ulit. So, for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, dito sa part na to, since meron siyang ending term or ending digit, masasagot natin yung una. Yung sagot natin for A is 16. So, the end term of this given sequence is 16. Pati lang naman tayo in terms of the number of terms, most of the time, sa ibang student ko, tinry ko siyang diniscuss, sabi nila, meron daw tayong 6 terms doon. Again, sabi daw ng iba, may 6 terms. Simply because, ang nakita nila, yung 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Tapos yung 16. Whereas, kailangan kasi establish natin or re-establish natin yung rule natin ng last time. Diba sabi natin in this part, para ma-determine mo yung next term of the sequence is you need to add 2. Kung mapapansin natin, meron kasing succeeding term. Yung symbol na yan will tell us na meron pa tayong mga succeeding terms. Bounded lang siya ng endpoint which is end term which is 16. Ibig sabihin, may kasunod pa. After 10, since we have rule plus 2, makapa-generate pa tayo ng additional term na 12 saka ng 14. And then mag-i-stop siya with 16 since yung 16 yung last term. So all in all, instead of 6 terms, meron tayong 8 terms in total. Diba? Meron tayong 8 terms in total for number 1. So nakuha natin yung end term which is 16. Nakuha natin yung number of terms which is 8. Unlike dito sa pangalawa, we cannot determine yung end term. Kasi after 12, meron tayong infinitely number of terms na ma-generate dito. Siyempre, kung meron tayong infinite number of terms na ma-generate, we cannot determine the last term of the sequence. Sabi naman, pag tinanong kayo number of terms, di ba binanggit ko na nga, infinitely many. So, in short, pwede siyang maging more than 6, more than 7, let's say 10, 100, or even 1,000. So, following the rule of plus 2. Actually, yung first example natin for finite and infinite, parehas lang yung mga given, di ba? It so happen, dito sa finite, mag-i-stop tayo with 16. Dito naman sa infinite, so happen na hindi natin sure kung saan tayo mag-i-end. Kasi ang nakikita nyo lang dito so far is 12. Pero hindi lang naman 12 yung ending yan eh. Pwede ka pa mag-generate ng 14, ng 16, ng 18, 20, and so on. Mas maraming terms yung possible na ma-generate nyo applying yung given rule natin. Next natin, dun tayo sa number 2. So for number 2 naman, we have 3, negative 9. Ito yung pangalawa. We have 3, negative 9, 27, negative 81, saka 243. Yung pangalawa naman dito, so we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and so on. So dito sa part na to, pag sinagot natin yung A, ganun pa rin. So the last term of the sequence is 243. And then pag tinanong kayo about the number of terms, pwede natin siyang mabilang, di ba? When you say countable, kayang-kaya natin siyang bilangin. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So following the rule of times 3 to, no? So you need to multiply times 3 to the preceding term. Then naman sa pangalawa, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Pag tinanong kayo about the end term, ang sagot natin, we cannot determine the end term. Pag tinanong naman tayo about the number of terms, we cannot also determine the number of terms. Nakikita lang natin dyan kasi so far, 5 lang, pero ang answer natin dyan is infinitely many. Diba? More than 5 yung ma-generate nyo dyan following the rule of plus 10 or adding by 10 to the preceding term. So, ganun din yung gagawin natin sa pangatlo, sa pang-apat, then even yung pang-lima natin. Dito kasi slide ko, feeling ko na nawala yung